Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of living in Ellenwood, Georgia, a Atlanta, Georgia suburb. Let's get into it. Okay, before we get into this video, let me introduce myself. My name is Raymond, and I am a real estate broker here in Atlanta, Georgia. I work with clients just like yourself that are looking to purchase real estate and relocate into the city of Atlanta, metropolitan Atlanta, or the state of Georgia. I also work with clients that are already here in the Atlanta metropolitan area or in the state of Georgia. They're looking to purchase or sell real estate. So if you have any need for real estate in the state of Georgia, feel free to reach out to me. All of my contact information will be in the description below. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this video. First thing I want to tell you is Ellenwood, Georgia is technically not a city. Yes, I just said that. Ellenwood, Georgia was never or has never been incorporated. So it technically has no city government at all. It is truly an unincorporated community or town here in the suburban area of Atlanta. Ellenwood, Georgia is also unique, not only because it's not incorporated and it is like super famous to some people that are looking to relocate to Atlanta, or even from Atlanta and you use the city of Ellenwood all the time in your jargon, but never realize that it is not actually an incorporated city. Let me give you some stats about Ellenwood and tell you where it's located as well. So Ellenwood, Georgia is located 19.6 miles southeast of Atlanta, just outside of Interstate 285. Also, Ellenwood, Georgia is super unique because it actually resides in 3 counties. That's right, Ellenwood, Georgia is a tri-county area. It is situated in Clayton County, Henry County, as well as Dekalb County. So a lot of different things we're going to talk about in this video to break that down. So if I had to summarize Ellenwood, Georgia real quick here, I would say Ellenwood, Georgia is super suburban with a splash of rural flair, and you'll know why in just a second. All right, so let me give you some statistics of Ellenwood, Georgia. The population in Ellenwood, Georgia is just shy of 43,000 with a positive growth rate of about 0.64% year over year. So people are still flocking to the unincorporated city of Ellenwood, Georgia. The average household income in Ellenwood, Georgia is $77,000 with a median age of 36 and a half years old. So it's a fairly mid-aged town. The ownership to rent ratio is as follows. 79% of the residents in Ellenwood actually own their property, and 20% of the residents actually rent their property. So as you can see, there is a super large home ownership rate here in Ellenwood, Georgia, which is, a great thing in my opinion. And finally, on the stats, Ellenwood, Georgia has a median home listing price of $324,900, which is below the metropolitan average of $400,000 as of April of this year. So as you can see, real estate values are definitely advantageous for most buyers that are looking for that value in and around the Atlanta metropolitan area. The closest interstate to Ellenwood, Georgia is going to be Interstate 675 as well as Interstate 285. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the pros and cons of living here in Ellenwood, Georgia. All right, so pro number 1, in my opinion, is going to be the location. Ellenwood, Georgia is like strategically located just phenomenally, in my opinion. Here's why. First of all, you're near the airport. So if you do a lot of traveling, Ellenwood, Georgia should definitely be high on your list. Depending on where you are in Ellenwood, which county essentially you are on, or what side of the city you're on, what county you live in, that will determine how close you are to the airport. If you're in the Clayton County section of Ellenwood, Georgia, a 15-minute commute to the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. If you're maybe in the Henry County or the Dekalb County side, you're probably looking at about 20 to 25-minute commute to the airport. So super convenient for those people that are frequent flyers. Also, you're super close to downtown Atlanta. Depending on where you are in Ellenwood, 25 to 35-minute commute into the city of Atlanta to do things like, go to a Hawks game or go to the Falcons game or just hang out in Midtown, hang out in downtown Atlanta. Do those things that people, typically would like to do on the weekends. Try different restaurants. So living in Ellenwood give you that close proximity to those places. Also conveniently located right off the interstate, so you're not landlocked, meaning you have to drive 45 minutes just to hit the interstate. There are some suburbs like that, that you have to drive 30, 25, 30 minutes just to access the interstate, whereas Ellenwood, Georgia puts you right on it. And if you're in the Dekalb County section of Ellenwood, you can jump on Interstate 20 as well for proximity leaving to go to things like Augusta or South Carolina. Okay, pro number 2 is a suburban alternative to the city living. So Ellenwood, Georgia is a super great option if you want the escape from the city of Atlanta, but you don't want the country farm vibes either, right? You kind of want to find that balance. And I think Ellenwood, Georgia is a great choice in giving you that balance. You can get to the city if you want to, but you don't have to be. Also, when you're in Ellenwood, you don't feel like you're in this rural setting where it takes you 25 minutes to go to the grocery store. That's not the case in Ellenwood, Georgia. So you're gonna have that close proximity to your traditional shopping, like, you know, name brand stores, like name brand grocery stores, name brand gas stations, name brand department stores. Home Depot is in Ellenwood in both sections, near proximity to both sides of Ellenwood. So you got the big brand names that you are accustomed to are at your fingertips. So I think that Ellenwood, Georgia is a great alternative to city living, but also keeping you in that suburban vibes of giving you access to things that you are comfortable with, like, you know, delivery services. Like you can do DoorDash, you can do Uber Eats, you can do these places in Ellenwood, Georgia, or these things in Ellenwood, Georgia, and not feel so disattached from the city comfort things that we have come accustomed to in our society. So Ellenwood, Georgia is going to be a great alternative to that. But if you don't want that traffic, or if you don't want the crime, or if you don't want this or that, whatever the case may be, Ellenwood, Georgia is going to give you a great alternative to some of those things. All right, let's move on to pro number 3. All right, so pro number 3 is simple in my opinion: more bang for your buck. I think that's one of the things that Ellenwood, Georgia is like super known for. Most people, when they think of Ellenwood, Georgia, they do probably know someone who's got like a great deal in Ellenwood. They have like this super nice house, super big, super nice backyard, super nice front yard. It sits way back off the road, and you ask them how much they paid for, and it was almost free. That was just joking. But back in the day, truly it was. It was really, really very, very, very affordable to live in Ellenwood, Georgia. Not so much so nowadays because the market is just different. But even with the difference of the market, like I said, I started this video that Ellenwood, Georgia is $324,900 average medium listing price, whereas the metropolitan area of Atlanta is hovering between $375,000 and $400,000. So even there, you can still see the separation and the value that you get by looking at Ellenwood, Georgia as a great alternative. So that is still true. You still get more bang for your buck even in this market. Typically, it's not lost on you to get a home with a decent amount of acreage, depending on the age of the home, I will say. More of the newer homes are looking at anywhere from a half acre, between a half and 1 acre, somewhere in there, typically for a higher price new construction. But the lower price new constructions, you're looking at anywhere from a quarter to a half an acre. So even in that, it is still more than some of the alternatives closer into the city. So overall, in my opinion, the real estate value proposition in Ellenwood is just super duper impressive. And it's one of those things that you definitely should consider if you're thinking about making that move to Atlanta, Georgia, and you're looking for that suburb that give you the best bang for your buck. I think Ellenwood, Georgia should be on your list. All right, moving on to pro number 4, and that's going to be decent schools. Ellenwood, Georgia is very interesting because, as I said before, you're in the unincorporated city of Ellenwood, Georgia resides in 3 different counties: Clayton, DeKalb, and Henry counties, okay? So all of those counties have their own public school system, essentially. And I think 2 out of 3 are great. I think 2 out of the 3, well, really, you know, it depends on, you do your own research on the schools, I would say, but I would rank them accordingly. I think Clayton County Public Schools is going to be the least performing. DeKalb County is going to be the second least performing, and Henry County is going to be the best performing public school district amongst the 3 in the county. So if you have preferences on schools, maybe looking at Henry County, portions of Ellenwood, Georgia, maybe, you may want to look at that side a little bit closer than the other sides. Also, I'm going to link down below the CCPRI reports that you can pull on your own and take a look at each different school district, and you can see the performance metrics and you can come to that conclusion on your own. But just based on where they are ranked from that report, Clayton is going to be at the bottom, Dekalb is going to be slightly on top of Clayton, and Henry is going to supersede both of them. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the cons of living in Ellenwood, Georgia. There are 2 cons on this list. Let's go ahead and jump into them. The first con on the list is going to be weekend traffic. If you are looking to purchase in the Dekalb County portion of Ellenwood, Georgia, weekend traffic is going to be real. Okay, this is the area that is near the River Road, the Panola Road, the Anvil Block, kind of on the Dekalb Henry line, going towards the Interstate 20. So if you have to jump on Wesley Chapel to get onto Interstate 20, or go down Flat Shows to jump on 285, which I'll kind of show you. I should be flashing it now. You can kind of see those 2 ways. Anywhere in that little section, you're gonna have a lot of traffic on the weekends, a lot of movement there, okay? So that is a con, because you generally don't see a lot of that, like well, you do see it kind of in rush hour as well, like in the evenings between 5-6 o'clock p.m. times, Monday through Friday. You'll see a little bit of a bunching and a little bit of a congestion, but it's not that deep. Whereas on the weekends, yeah, you're gonna be in some traffic trying to get back in from the highway because there's just so much congestion, and the roads are fairly small in that particular section. All right, let's go and move on to con number 2. All right, con number 2 is Ellenwood is truly a chameleon. Now, this could be a con or a pro, depending on however you want to look at it. But I put it in the con section because we're going to talk specifically about the negative impacts of what I'm going to talk about. There is not a lot of consistency between the different counties, okay? Meaning the Ellenwood, meaning the Clayton County portion of Ellenwood versus the Dekalb County portion of Ellenwood versus the Henry County portions of Ellenwood. Meaning you're gonna see 3 different feels sometimes, particularly 2. I will say that the Dekalb County section and the Henry County section of Ellenwood is pretty consistent. I think they're going to be the most consistent between the 3. Clayton County really changes, especially when you're in that Ellenwood Rex Morrow corridor. It's so weird, but that's going to be the older portion, and you're going to see a lot of older homes. It's not the neighborhood may not be as well dressed and it may not be as buttoned as the Henry section of Ellenwood or the Dekalb County section of Ellenwood. So that's one of the things I will say, is that you want to focus your energy on the section that you're going to be buying in, okay? So if you hear people say or make comments, even in this video, I'm sure there's going to be comments in the down below talking about Ellenwood is this, Ellenwood is that. You have to take it with a grain of salt, and you have to make sure you're comparing it towards where you're gonna be. All right, and all of my Ellenwood, Georgia residents, go ahead and chime in the comments and I guess verify what I'm saying. You know, chime in there. I do think that is true. I know that it's true. I don't think it's true. I know it's true. I'm here. I'm in the city. I'm in Ellenwood all the time, and there is not a lot of consistency between the 3 counties. So you could be riding through this area and it looks like beautiful, and then you can jump into that Clayton County. It's like, what happened? So that is the last con. All right, so that's pretty much it. You guys have asked for Ellenwood, Georgia. If you want to see more content about Ellenwood, Georgia, drop a comment below. Let me know. Drop some questions below as well. And I will bring more content about Ellenwood, Georgia. If you're looking to purchase or sell your property in Ellenwood, Georgia, I would love to be of assistance to you. Go ahead and reach out to me. All of my contact information is below. I would recommend you schedule a consultation directly there. And until next time, feel free to check out the channel as well. Over 70 videos doing exactly this, giving you information about Atlanta, Georgia, the Atlanta metropolitan area that you may not be familiar with. So definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and check out more of the channel. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.